So, today I'm going to be teaching you how to do a gravity turn, since I just saw a video where someone decided it would be really funny to not just fly to the moon without an orbit. So, yeah. Anyways, I have a craft right here, and I need to get it up to the moon. So, what you're going to do is launch. Ignore the roosters in the background. I do not know what they want. Yeah. And what you do is you launch, and then when your F-axis gets to about 10 kilometers, you start turning slightly. Now, I have a mod that shows information. I don't know why it's clipping into this, but yeah. If you don't have that mod, instead of playing stock KSP, you can press this button here, and it will show your F-axis. So now, our F-axis is at 10 kilometers, so lightly press D a couple times. You can see on our nav wall that we're turning. Now you can go a little faster than this, but yeah. Now then, the goal is to be at the boundary between the blue and the orange when your F-axis is at 70 kilometers. Now here I'm going a bit too much, but it doesn't really matter much since here there's not really any atmosphere. Also, in my last video I realized that OBS wasn't catching anything I was saying, so hopefully it does now. If I'm not saying, if I don't hear anything, or if you don't hear anything commented, but I'm actually not. Now I'm thinking that I don't really know how to. You'll know how to do that. Alright, so now our F-axis has passed 70 kilometers, and we're essentially at the line. And what you do is you wait until you get to basically wait until you reach 70 kilometers, because that's where space begins. Then burn whatever fuel you still have left in your first stage, stop to your space stage, and then just keep burning at that line so that you won't go up. Why is that? Basically, you won't be going up, but you'll be elongating your trajectory, which means that you. What does it mean again? It means that you save delta V on getting an orbit, because you already did that. I honestly don't even know if that's the reason. Alright, now we're at 70 kilometers, which means we're in space now. So we do that, and this, and yeah, we're sending a rover to, the moon? Yeah. Now you don't have the entire first stage with you, you can turn a lot more effectively, so you can stay on that white line. Basically, stay on the, keep burning until your periapsis is above 70 actually, here it's not negative anymore. Here I'd actually stop, then time warp to the F-axis, or in this case just make a maneuver now. Do that. And push prograde until your periapsis is above 70 kilometers. This is because that's where space starts. Now, you don't have to make a maneuver. You can just time warp to apoapsis, and then just burn until your periapsis is above 70 kilometers. But I like using maneuver nodes. Also, don't ask what that stuff is. I don't know. And also, there's parachutes in the fairing because why not? Oh shit. Alright, there we go. Now our periapsis is above 70 kilometers. Now I usually go periapsis and push apoapsis out until it intersects with the moon's orbit. But it's a long waste of time when you can just do a you can wait for a transfer window. It takes like 4 minutes. Problem is I don't know how to do that, so I'm referring to periapsis. And don't ask what all the thingies are. Now, the prograde, which is opposite of retrograde, then just and also remember to set the moon as a target. And yeah. Now this is gonna take quite a bit of time, but you don't need that time anyways, right? Yeah. Oh shit. Okay, well, that was not supposed to happen. Oh, anyway. Now, you time warp. And somehow we get to the moon on our first orbit. I did not plan that. Alright, cool. Now, go to retrograde because, as you can see, we're yeah, we are not doing too well. Also, anyways, now we'll just do that. You can see our orbit after we eject change. Don't really worry about that. It doesn't mean much. You can use that to eject yourself from Kerbin and I don't know, save on Delta V. Now, we warp here, and this is taking an ungodly amount of time. Yeah. And we time warp at periapsis since burning at apoapsis won't do anything. And I'm out of power. This isn't supposed to happen, so yeah. Plus, with a wolfhound, You can just press E and get power. And that's how it is. Alt F12. Turn off the electricity. Now we just do that. You can see our orbit is now like a circle. Now where do we want to land? I probably wrote that is, so we warp to apoapsis, or just add a maneuver, I don't really care. Actually, do I? Let's do that, and oh shit. And have a very shallow orbit. Oh wait, actually no. We'll just barely remove the orbit. That way we, I don't know. Also, you can see our electric charge is going up a shitload. That's just because the time warp and KSP's code is held together by hopes and dreams. So, yeah. Oh, wait. Actually, now we block it. Retrograde. Yes. Oh, it's right there. Oh, wait, I'm stupid. Right, anyways, I guess I'm gonna deal with it. Oh, and also this is night side, so you won't be able to see anything. Canyon thing. I don't think I've ever been here. Anyways, now before you crash, burn a shitload of retrograde. And you can see our speed is rapidly dropping. This is because our TWR is a fucking metric shitload. Because there's approximately like, I don't know, there's way less gravity on the moon than on Kerbin, which means that you feel less heavy. That's also why if you're on the surface of Jewel, you can't do shit. Land. Now we're 300 meters above the surface, so also you might be asking why I put a docking port here. It's small like probe things that use RCS to go around that are running really low on fuel and just oh shit, radio. Basically, it's little probes that fuel can dock on it, and then it just drives to wherever. Now you can see this is kind of struggling, so right now I need to couple the fucking rover, swap to it, that, and toggle the brakes. Now we try to get the fuck up. smile and dumbasses and this isn't. Also, so I'll just do that. And then, oh shit. Yeah, you don't want to burn the retrograde for too long. Basically, once you're like 10 meters away from the surface, and also have like 1 meter of delta V left, or 1 meter a second left, you switch to radial out, which on surface mode means you just point straight up. Now, once we did this, we were supposed to decouple the rover, and then it does whatever. But I already did that, so now, around here. Now what? Turn here. Now, go with this, and now we're going the exact opposite way we came. Why? So when we eject from the we save money on having fucking I don't fucking know. Now I could have been smart and crack and drive in this, so I don't have to use fuel. But that's way more complicated, and I don't care like explaining that right now. Why is my speed glitching? I appear to be out of fuel. Oh well. Oh wait, the thingy came off. Anyway. Now if you include more fuel, so you can actually get out of gravity well of the moon, you can theoretically get that back to curving. And also I'd recommend adding landing gear so that you don't fall and die. I'd also recommend you don't land in the fucking canyons, because yeah. And there you have it. Gravity turns it. Kinda got sidetracked and brought the thing to the moon, but you wouldn't really be able to do that if it weren't for the fact that gravity turned. So yeah, anyway. Like, subscribe, give me your IP address, and I'll see you next year, since I'm not making a video for like a couple days. Anyway.